Welcome to the Casuals. I'm Kunal Kohli, joined alongside Alan Ross, Elias Makluf, the Hebrew Hammer, Isis, respectively. Welcome to the Casuals, Day 1, Podcast 1, baby. Uh, Alan, Elias, what a way to start off a podcast other than NBA free agency. Had a wild week last week, tons of moves. Boys, who do you think has improved the most?
There has been so many teams that have made all these moves, and to be honest, I don't really know what to think about a lot of them. Like we saw the Bucks making all those moves. The Bogey trade obviously didn't go through, so I don't know how I feel about them now. I mean, I love the Drew pickup, but I'm not sure if they made enough progress to really contend. And then when you think about like Golden State, they really shook up that roster. I mean, I know it's in wake of that Clay injury, but they still got Oubre. And they still got Wiseman, who I actually love. I think they're going to be fun to watch.
I was about to say that Oubre pickup, huge for them.
Yeah.
Especially in light of the Clay injury. I mean, plus the kid wants to stay there long term too. You gotta love that type of attitude.
Yeah, but I mean, he does want a max deal eventually. I'm not sure if he's ever going to live up to that expectation.
I don't know. He's a good team player. He brings all his teammates together. So I think he'll be decent for him.
He's a very good defender too. And getting rid of, now that Clay is missing, is going to be gone. And obviously the departure of KD makes you wonder where the defense is going to come from. So hopefully Wiggins starts actually caring. And then maybe him and Oubre can be a pretty decent defensive duo because we know Steph's not doing it.
Oh no, not at all.
You want to hear a fun fact about Steph Curry?
Shoot.
So he only played in 5 games last year, but guess what his 3-point percentage was? Now, mind you, this is the greatest shooter of all time.
26%.
You're very close. It's 25%. 25% from the greatest shooter of all time, quote unquote.
It's also different when everyone's closing up on you because everyone expects you to shoot.
That is
yeah,
true.
but for a guy that can literally shoot it from anywhere,
yeah.
To like if you can pull up, near half court, nobody's really guarding you there.
And we don't know how serious his fake wrist injury was.
Yeah, his hand injury that he had to just leave the season for. Can you like, this is kind of crazy what happened to that team. Literally, they all just were like, we're going to sit out the year. And like, what's his name? Draymond Green was literally like on Inside NBA, like,
yeah, literally
for like a month. Just like, why?
He was like trying out for his post career.
Yeah, and they were like, oh yeah, like they didn't even try to hide the fact that they were tanking. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna tank for the year, and nobody's gonna say anything. I guess that wasn't a storyline last year.
Maybe that's why they made the trade for Oubre after that injury, because they were like, oh yeah, we can't take another break. We can't.
But I mean, imagine if they did. I mean, if they got another like top 3 rookie and then waited for Clay to come back.
Well, if that happens again, what is Steph's legacy?
That
he still goes down as the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's currently thought to. I personally think of him as a borderline top 5 player, and if they have another bad year, where does his ranking go?
I don't know. Because is it him, or is it the system that he was in, or is it the teammates around him?
Well, when you think of a top 5 player, especially in the NBA where there's only 8 players that play a significant time, if you're consistently losing and you're not helping your team win, your ranking should obviously go down. I mean, LeBron, he could play with us in his starting 5 and he's going to win 40 games.
I don't know. My nice 3-point shot. That's what LeBron needs.
Yeah, You're more than a role player. Me and Kunal, man, we're below role players.
Elias is fine. Like he can just spot up from 3. He'll be great.
He'll be Kyle Korver.
Honestly.
I would think it would be like Kyrie taking the big shot at the end, or Ray Allen taking the big shot at the end.
What if you grew your beard out a little bit?
Well, it's already pretty grown out.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had would you put it on par with James Harden?
Before I shaved it,
Yeah.
when I didn't shave for like 6 months, yeah, I probably would. I would say if I got it shaped up, it would look like Harden's.
Damn, 6 months of growing a beard, man. Nothing. I have to commend you on that, man. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
and it
ready
was
to
like
shave mine.
It was 6 months, like, and I didn't like. I had a beard already, so it's just like straight growth. It was disgusting, but it looked kind of cool. When I would wear a mask, this part would just like roll up, and it's like
Dude.
it was nasty.
What type of mask do you guys wear?
I wear just like a cloth black one.
See,
Yeah.
those are fine because like I feel like it actually goes to the end of your beard, while like the normal like surgical ones that like every single workplace gives out, it like only like goes like halfway, and then like the rest of your beard like kind of pops up,
Yep.
and you take it off and you just look homeless.
Yep. When it first started, where I work, they gave us one that were like literally paper thin, and it was like literally like this long around. I was like, "What's this stopping?" I was like, "I could blow a candle out easily." But to get us back on track, the team that I think improved the most was the Suns.
The
I think they
Suns
went-
really.
Yeah, I think they went from what were they, the 8th seed?
Yep.
Not even.
Yeah, not even. I think they went from the 8th seed to a potential. They could be the 5 to 4 seed next year, I believe. I think they improved the most.
So, is it the Jalen Smith pick that takes them to that level, or is it just the addition of Chris Paul in your mind?
I think it's the addition of Chris Paul, and then didn't DeAndre Ayton miss like 50 games or something for PEDs?
It wasn't that many, but he missed like I think it was like a third of the year.
Yeah, he missed quite a bit of games. I think you bring him in there, that's kind of just adding like another free agent person.
He's got to
And-
stay off the drugs though, because they don't have Baines anymore.
Well, I think he will. I think he learned his lesson, unless he's like A-Rod who didn't learn his lesson. But hopefully he learned his lesson, and I think that team is going to be a dark horse next year.
A team that I think that nobody's talking about enough. I think the Blazers might have improved the most, honestly. 1 sec. Let me pull up exactly who they picked up.
I mean, Robert Covington was a huge addition.
Yes. Perfect fit for that team. It seems like they always need a 3.
All right, and then
A
keeping
consistent.
Carmelo.
Keeping Melo.
I think keeping Melo was also a huge addition there. I mean, Covington covers for Melo's defensive inabilities. Melo, obviously one of the greatest scorers in all of NBA history.
And they got back Enes Kanter, who was huge for them when he played for them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I totally forgot about that on this Cantor pickup.
And also
When's-
Derek Jones, too.
When's Ramadan though?
Isn't it? I mean, it changes every year. And
Hopefully
in
it's
that
not
one
during the
playoff
playoffs.
run. In that one playoff run, it was the second round. And then, like, for those of you that don't know what Ramadan is, you can't. All right, you got to listen to this. For an entire, is it an entire month or is it an entire
Yeah,
week?
I think it's a month.
So you can't eat. So there's only like a 6-hour span, and it's like after sunset. So until dawn, till like 2 a.m. During that time span, that's the only time of the day that you can eat, drink, or masturbate.
Those
So-
3 specifically.
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
just those 3 things. Just
Everything else you
two
can do.
essential life functions, and then jerking it.
I would say jerking is
That's
you know,
huge.
yeah, you need that in your life.
Imagine
you
having
need
all
that to
that.
survive.
It's just doing No Nut November, but in like spring.
I mean, like, imagine all that. I mean, we saw it in the bubble. We saw what it did to Paul George and a bunch of the other players, having all that built up testosterone.
Well, I mean, Daniel House, or however you pronounce his first name, couldn't even get through the bubble.
Exactly.
So I mean, I guess your point there, but
But yeah, that's a big deal if it happens, especially early on in the playoffs, and if he's playing a huge role, and you end up getting like a fourth of Enes Kanter, because he will play through it. But I mean, what are you supposed to do when you're dehydrated?
That is true.
Yeah, you can't really do much.
You remember Leith from high school?
Yeah,
So like it seemed like every year, Ramadan fell on 2-a-days. So what he would do is he would squirt water in his mouth, swish it around, and then just throw it out, like spit it out. So maybe he does that.
it's like a dick tease.
It is, but I mean, I think you
Just
can
honey
like,
potting yourself.
I think you
Seriously.
can trick your body into thinking that like you have water in your system and it's not like as bad. I'm not sure though.
Do you
What do
guys follow Enes Kanter on Twitter?
No, should I start following him on Twitter?
Yes, he has he puts out really good content. Like during the summer, during the off season, he'll have his cheat days and he'll document them, and like he'll be like eating like 3 pizzas, and he'll be like, "Oh, cheat day," and then like one day he'll have like every single fast food item from Burger King or something.
Yo, have you guys seen The Rock's cheat days? Just absolute insanity.
What is it?
It's literally the craziest breakfast I've ever seen. Just a whole ass stack of pancakes. Like I'm looking at this YouTube video right now, and like just steaks piled up, pancakes piled up. The dude's eating a whole ass meat lover's pizza easily. He's got subs and sushi. Like Dwayne The Rock Johnson goes hard in the gym and on his cheat days.
Do you know who has the best cheat day though?
Who?
Jeremy Lin. So he confessed this a couple years back. This is what he eats. It was 2 double doubles and animal style fries from In-N-Out. Then he goes to McDonald's, gets some chicken nuggies, a large fries, Oreo McFlurry, and then he ends up getting some late night Taco Bell, some chicken quesadillas, a beef chalupa, a personal favorite of mine, and a Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
Damn.
I would
like-
rather. I would have. I would. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd rather have the Rock's cheat day.
No, I think I saw it. It's literally just like, it's like, you know, poutine, how it's just like a bunch of shit on one plate. That's like what the Rock's cheat meal is. It's just a bunch of shit.
Did you call poutine, which is a meal comprised of fries, gravy, and cheese curds, just a bunch of shit on a plate? Like, boy, I've never heard something so disrespectful to French Canada in my life.
I do like me some poutine though. I'm not gonna lie.
I've never even heard of poutine.
You'd
Oh,
love it.
it's delicious.
Gravy and the cheese curds like melt in your mouth. It's amazing.
No, get the gravy out of it.
You don't. Oh yeah, you don't like gravy. I forgot you're psychotic.
Psychotic. It's just disgusting.
It's
Isn't
not
it like animal fat?
disgusting. Yeah, I mean, like, think about like bacon grease. You can make it if you like add flour and I think milk, and that like would make gravy.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I mean,
It's not for everybody.
The concept of most foods is kind of gross. Like, mayonnaise is absolutely disgusting to think about. It's just like, what? Just eggs?
I think it's eggs. Yeah.
Yeah,
How do
like,
you even get it to that consistency? And why isn't it yellow?
I'm about to look up how to make mayo.
You can get vegan mayo.
That's probably even worse.
It's like plant-based. Wait, I thought your favorite food, Elias, was mayo sandwiches.
Wait,
No.
wait.
Don't put that out there, please. Don't.
Please tell
ever
me you
see
don't
that
actually eat mayo sandwiches.
No, I have never eaten a mayo
Thank
sandwich. It's
the
disgusting.
Lord.
Have you ever
Disgusting.
seen the Tyler the Creator video? The Loiter Squad. They had an episode making fun of white people, and it was like Tyler like dating a white girl, and he went on a picnic with her, and like it was like this one guy. He was like it was almost like, you know how like there's animals in the wild, and someone's like documenting it. They're like, oh, there's a cheetah over here. This is what they do in their natural habitat. So he was doing that for like interracial couples, and they were eating like mayo sandwiches on the picnic date.
Why is it always white people that they say eat mayonnaise? Like
'cause-
shit with just mayonnaise all the time.
Well, most of us don't like adding seasoning or flavor in our foods.
So it's just mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's like that's why we
that has
listen
all
to
the
Drake.
seasoning.
That's why we listen to like Taylor Swift or Drake, because we don't want anything interesting in our music. But another team that I think is low key. Well, not low key. But they did completely shuffle the roster, which could be pretty intriguing. One sec.
I
Please
meant
don't say
to.
the Pistons, because yeah, adding 20 centers to your roster does not make you a good team.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I have no idea. I thought the Isaiah Stewart pickup was fantastic, right? Pairing him and Killian Haynes up, that's a great little duo to build around. You trade Blake, whatever, you build that team up. But then they got Dwayne Dedman, who's pretty good. Jaleel Okafor and Mason Plumlee. I'm okay with Plumlee, but I don't get the reason. I don't see why you'd have to add Okafor.
Okafor
Yeah, man.
is so one-dimensional.
Yeah, like I just don't understand what direction the Pistons are trying to go in. But if they're trying to be like the Knicks were last year and just have a whole lineup of big men, sure, go for it. I
I'm
mean,
assuming they're shopping Blake Griffin. That
they
would make
have to be.
sense.
They have to be.
And where would he be a fit at? Because he can shoot now.
Maybe he's
Honestly,
going back to the Clippers.
that wouldn't be too bad.
No.
I did hear a report that it seemed like there was a big move in the making. Maybe that could be an interesting one.
They need a center.
Well,
I think he's a little too undersized to play center, though.
honestly, I don't know if he's a fit. I don't think he's actually a fit for a contender, if we're going to be honest. He can shoot now. He's got underrated handles. He's still obviously Blake Griffin in the paint. But defensively, he's a liability. Imagine like a more versatile Kevin Love, but a worse rebounder, a way worse rebounder.
No, you need an established big man to pair up with him. Andre Drummond definitely wasn't it, but I mean maybe a Rudy Gobert. Get him on Utah. He would be an upgrade over Derek Favors.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going to add him, you think that you're going to win a championship with him. I don't think Utah would think that.
Yeah, I don't know what his value is in today's NBA, if we're going to be honest.
No, he's definitely on the decline. I mean, just
The
as the day
Kings
goes-
might be able to get him. I mean, they need someone.
That's true.
They
Someone to
have
pair up with
Fox,
Aaron.
but- Yeah, because everyone wants out, and they're just a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I don't really see any good place for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised though. We haven't talked about Philadelphia at all, and I thought they made
Yes.
some really good picks or
Dude,
pickups.
I love what they did. Everything that they did was perfect. Like on paper, it looks like they did get worse. But when you think about the actual fits, I mean, getting rid of Horford and only having to give up a first-round draft pick, that's awesome. And if Danny Green is somewhat decent, that's a huge dub for them. And the better Curry brother.
I was
Yeah,
about
because
to
now they
say.
can actually. You go.
Oh, I was going to say that Seth pickup huge for him.
Yep. I don't know why he's still so slept on in today's league.
I think they can finally move Ben Simmons to power forward now,
Yeah.
which is going to be great for him because he can't shoot.
I love how I love how instantly this offseason they're like, all right, let's just surround them with shooters. Like we want to keep both. Let's just get some shooters. That's all we need. And that's all they did.
I mean, that's the formula to win with. Like we saw that with
Yeah.
the what was it, 07-08 Magic. Stan Van Gundy just built that team around Dwight, surrounded Dwight with shooters, 3-and-D guys like Kito Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis. And yeah, they made it all the way to the finals. Granted, they lost to Kobe and the Lakers, but I could see Philadelphia trying to pull off something similar here. And let's not underestimate the Tyrese Maxey draft pick right here. Because
Why do you say that?
Maxey's one of those great plug and play scorers, man. In college, he was just always on the nose. Kid's just phenomenal energy, solid shooter.
He's a
real
guard.
Athletic. Yes, he is a guard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about the Knicks? I mean, like, they didn't really make any high profile moves, but it looks like they were just accumulating assets no matter what they did. Like, they took on that Ed Davis contract.
And then they traded him.
Yeah, so they ended up netting like 3 second-rounders for just Ed Davis. That's a big deal. If we like, those are the type of moves they weren't making, and that's what all the rebuilding teams have to be doing. But yeah, I mean, I'm very impressed by them.
No, New York had. Oh, you go, Isis.
Yeah, I think New York. I was happy with their moves. I'm happy they didn't trade for anybody big. I'm happy that they just stayed put, did what they had to do, and they're just like, we'll try it next year.
Compared to like the Bulls, who are also rebuilding, and they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, you guys are making moves and still getting wins out of it. Not actual game wins, but you're getting small victories and future victories.
Just going back to the Knicks, Isis, I know you are a Knicks fan. What would you say was your favorite offseason addition so far?
Probably Obi Toppin is the best pickup, but I think the best thing they did was just not trade for Westbrook. Addition by not adding. Would it be subtraction? You're not losing anybody.
I would say inaction at that point.
Yeah.
Just what do you think about the whole Gordon Hayward situation, though? The Knicks being.
I was not interested at all, especially for that contract that he got. What was it, 4 years? It averages for $20 million.
It could have been a good move, though. Just for the thing with Gordon Hayward, because honestly, like, anything over $16 million is overpaying for him, if we're going to be honest. I think if you pay more than that, I think you're using his contract as a placeholder just to hold that revenue. And that's why I think the Celtics actually made a huge mistake by not getting anything for him. You just end up losing that contract slot, and all you do is just add Tristan Thompson in place of it, which is a good move, but you could have had a real, like, highly touted big in place of that.
I mean, I would still call Boston's offseason a win, though. I mean,
yeah, but you could have had Miles Turner. You know, I mean,
it's true.
I like Tristan, and he was awesome in fantasy basketball last year. He's a walk and rebound, and that's a huge area that they need to improve on. But it's just ridiculous to me that they got nothing out of that. And that's like, you lost out on $20 potential dollars, because you can still trade. You would be able to trade Miles after that too, if you had to. It's not like it's a horrible contract.
So I got to ask now, one of the teams who, in my eyes, improved the most, Celtics' biggest rivals throughout NBA history, the Los Angeles Lakers. What an offseason they've had. Picking up Marc Gasol, picking up Trez.
Dennis Schroeder.
And Schroeder, yeah. What is the ceiling for the Lakers? What is the basement for the Lakers?
The basement right now should be to make it to the finals. That team got better, and they were a championship team last year. They improved at their center position, which was a weakness going into free agency. They upgraded the point guard position. Dennis Schroeder is way better than Rondo ever will be. And they got good depth pieces.
I do think they improved. I think Marcus Saul, I think that might be the best acquisition that they made. And like everybody acts like he's just like this. I mean, all the Lakers haters, I mean, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, he's not good on defense anymore. He can't shoot anymore. He's just not good. But the thing is, he's a stretch five, and he's basically like a point center. And that's perfect in an offense with LeBron James. You just have more ball movement. You keep most of the guys. I mean, you lost Avery Bradley, which I think is pretty big.
But they didn't need Avery Bradley to win the finals last year.
Yeah, but I mean, they did have a very easy path. I think it's going to be much more difficult this year, especially if Paul George doesn't play like he's sick. I think I think the West is going to be, there's going to be a bigger path. And I think if like the Clippers are actually on, and I think they also improved too. It's not like they were the only one in the city that improved. Like Serge Ibaka is clearly an improvement over Trez. Much better fit on that team. You don't think so?
No. Was he? I mean, Serge probably played. He probably started, so he couldn't have been sixth man of the year. But I think Montrez. I think he should have started all year. I like him personally, and I think if he wasn't in the bubble, or if he didn't play in the bubble, he would have gotten a max contract with the Clippers or with another team. So I think personally they're on the same level. If not, he's a little bit better. And I think he's better than what they had last year. I think he's better than JaVale McGee, and I think he's better than Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think their big men definitely improved. But on the other side, I think the Clippers actually improved too. I think like Trez.
I mean,
when you compare the points, like obviously it looks like Trez is much better, but Serge, he's a specialist. He's a rim protector. He can shoot the mid range like he's always has, and he's become a very good 3-point shooter, and that's just very good for a team like that.
Yeah, and he already has chemistry with Kawhi, which I think is you need, especially with this like condensed off season. I think that's going to be big for them.
And he's not a hothead. He's not gonna like get mad when Kawhi wants the spotlight.
Yeah, and Montrez, he was out for the bubble quite a bit, and I think personally they might have gotten a little bit worse, but if they it seems like they're gonna make a deal somewhere. So we just got to see what they do.
Makes you wonder how Trez is gonna act with the presence of a guy like LeBron.
I think it's gonna help him. I think he's pissed because did you see what he said? They're like, oh, did the Clippers offer you anything? He's like, obviously not. I'm on the other side. So I think he's motivated.
Well, like I think he was one of the guys that was frustrated that like Paul George and Kawhi kind of took over, and then you on the other side you go to a team that literally has the biggest control freak in the entire NBA, maybe in NBA history.
Yeah, but for the year, I think it's fine.
He's gonna have to get over it. Whatever problems he could potentially have, he's gonna have to make it work.
I think maybe in the bubble, he might have been a little bit pissed because he's just like, well, why are you giving it to Paul George when he's trash, when you can give it to me and I could score, But I think he'll know his role, and I don't think he would go to that situation if he didn't think that he could overcome those obstacles.
And also,
unless Dwight Howard his first go around with the Lakers.
What are the chances that Anthony Davis doesn't miss significant time next year?
50-50.
It's basically 50-50. He's a ticking time bomb, it feels like. Like in previous years, it felt like it was like death taxes Anthony Davis being a game time decision. It seemed like he was always battling something. You saw it in the playoffs. I thought like he had like a significant ankle injury I think after like game 3 when LeBron gave him like that dirty look when he was on the ground.
So you better get up.
Yeah, he's
Or
like,
we're
you better
losing this
get up,
shit."
that ass.
Yep.
But like, what if like are they? I mean, they're still a top heavy team. They definitely have more depth than they had last year. Looks like they have a third scorer for the first time. But something like that, I wouldn't say like they'd be there's a very high chance of him getting injured or missing time. And due to that reasoning, I can't just say that they're like guaranteed to be in the finals.
True. But I think they do at some point move on from Kuzma. I think they get a decent player out of Kuzma.
What if they got Bogey? I think that would be perfect.
But then he already signed somewhere.
He might sign an offer sheet with Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
he can sign there. I don't think he's going to be a sign and trade.
If they got someone that could just hit threes consistently, I feel like that's the one piece that they need. Like Gasol, he shoots threes, but I mean, like, since he got to Toronto, it seemed like his I don't know what his stats in Toronto were, but it seemed like his 3-point percentage probably took a turn.
No, but they did pick up Wesley Matthews, who's solid from 3.
Forgot about him. I like him. I mean, Shannon Sharp's acting like he's like a top 3-and-D player, which he's not.
No, not by any means. But I mean, Wesley Matthews is still pretty solid from 3-point range, and you still keep Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who's okay. You still
Alex
have Markieff
Caruso.
Morris, Caruso. You have guys who can stretch the floor, so it's not like they're playing completely inside.
And they all
Schroeder
have
can shoot.
Yeah,
Schroeder can shoot.
Plays good defense too.
Yeah, and he's a bigger guard, which I think will help with going up against Paul George, who will play shooting guard. And I think you can put him on him.
They will need a second leader though, because Rajon Rondo played that in the playoffs.
Well,
like
now
apparently,
you have Marc Gasol, whose basketball IQ is just we're talking LeBron levels of IQ, man. Like, seeing those two on the court together is going to be such an experience.
But on the defensive end, I don't know if anyone had the intensity that Rondo had. It seemed like he's a scrappy, he is so scrappy. Yeah. That's the one guy in the playoffs that I feel like I would be the one guard that it's like, it doesn't matter how old they are, if they're injured or not. It's like, that's the one guy I don't want to worry about.
Now, aside from the Lakers, though, who are you guys excited to watch this season?
Obviously, my Nets. I'm very excited about that. Can't wait to see Kevin Durant healthy. We didn't really make any moves. Maybe James Harden is on his way. Probably not. I'm very hopeful, but it's probably not going to happen. But other than that, I still view KD as an offseason acquisition, and basically Kyrie Irving too. So I'm very hyped about that. I do like how we kept Joe Harris. I'm very hyped to see how this plays out.
The $18 million man, he's got to show up.
That spacing is going to be outrageous.
What was that?
That spacing is going to be outrageous. Just the 3-point shooting on that team. Kyrie can spread the floor. KD, and now Joe Harris.
I'm interested to see how it's gonna work, because like Dinwiddie can play the 2. I'm not convinced that Karis LeVert can play the 2 or be off ball. I mean, like he shot pretty well, spot up from 3 last year, but I mean, what does that really mean? He's more of a slasher, a guy that needs the ball in his hand. That's when he's dominant. So I'm not sure how that's going to work with Kyrie along with Dinwiddie.
I think he'll run the second unit.
I hope that's what they do, and then have Dinwiddie as running the 2.
Yeah, because I think, you could put Joe Harris at the 2
or the 3.
Yeah,
they'll have options.
No, and I mean they
Yeah, I
picked
think
up
they,
Bruce Brown, they picked up Jeff Green, Landry Shamet.
I like
Guys,
the Bruce Brown pickup. He's a dog on defense. They'll need that with Kyrie's inability to play defense. I was hoping they were gonna get another big man, but that didn't happen. Although
yeah.
they did get Jeff Green for whatever the hell he brings now. I mean, he's kind of a 3-and-D threat.
Jesus, who are you looking forward to next season?
so I'm actually excited to watch the Knicks for like the first time in probably like 5 years, because like I think quickly I think he gives them something that they didn't have last year, and that's something that can actually shoot the three. And if he doesn't struggle early on, I think that could be really good for the development of the young guys in like Obi Toppin and RJ. So I'm excited to actually watch them and see what they do. And that Austin Rivers pickup was actually low key. That contract is crazy. It's 3 years, $10 million, but the last 2 years of the contract is not guaranteed. So you can literally trade him and get probably like a late first round pick from a contender.
And he's a highlight reel too. He's gonna have a very good chance of running the show for a couple games.
And he's a coach's son, so you know that he like his IQ is high. I'm excited to watch them. But outside of the Knicks, I'm pretty excited. I want to watch the Warriors because I want to see Steph Curry get exposed as a fraud. So that's going to be fun to watch.
What about Minnesota?
Minnesota might be okay, but I don't know. Because like I don't even know if they think that Anthony Edwards was worth the first round pick.
Well, they got Ricky Rubio back too, and they got Ed Davis, who
did they get Ed Davis?
They did get
that's
Ed
who
Davis,
they yeah. And that's only big because D'Angelo Russell like is at his best when Ed Davis is on the floor. And with the laziness of Cat, Ed Davis is going to be very crucial.
No, and they had some solid drafting. I mean, outside of Edwards, who doesn't necessarily want to play basketball. I mean, the guy's good at basketball, but
it's true.
Yeah, he'd rather play in the NFL. But Leandro Bolmaro was a very solid pickup. I think he could break out and be the best foreign player in this year's draft. Jaden McDaniels also
over the Israeli kid.
Over Denny, yeah, I'm saying that. I'm saying that he has that ceiling.
Freezing cold takes. You need to get a load of this guy.
You can at me on that one.
Yikes.
But Jaden McDaniels also a very good sleeper pick. Minnesota, very good drafting overall, and I mean, Edwards was the consensus number one pick.
And they need to win though because they don't have their first round draft pick.
That is very true. How much pressure is on D'Lo and Cat now?
It's a lot. That's a good amount. Oh wait, I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. What's gonna happen to Toronto? Because they don't have. I mean, Baines is their only big man now, and Pascal. So Pascal and Baines, Kyle Lowry, and Van Vliet, and Hollis Jefferson.
OG kind of plays.
Oh, I like OG.
Yeah, OG
he plays power forward.
I like OG a lot, actually. You think they're still going to be like a 50-win team?
I think they can be.
Yeah, in the East for sure.
Are we going to see? So we get to see Baines as a premier center now. You saw the numbers he was putting up in Phoenix last year when Ayton was gone.
Oh, dude, the entire Aaron Baines fan club on Twitter was just going wild.
Oh, they're a great fit. The fan club's a great fit for Canada.
Oh yeah.
Well, Tampa.
Well, yeah, Tampa.
Yes, this year it's going to be Tampa. But as for their big man, I mean, they also have Chris Boucher, who's pretty solid. He just needs a lot more minutes.
Van Vliet got his bag, though. I'm so proud of him.
Same. I'm so happy. For a second there, I was scared the Knicks were going to offer him the bag. But no, I mean, he's good, loyal to the soil, staying in Toronto. Love that signing right there.
I was surprised to see that he averaged close to 20 points a game last year.
Yo, Freddie's a killer, man. Freddie is actually he's a solid scorer.
I thought
As a winner.
after the finals, I thought he was gonna be basically like JJ Barea and just flame out because he just the white guy, the scrappy white guy that goes off in the playoff run. I didn't think anything of him. I just thought he was gonna flame out, just kind of disappear, maybe stay with the team as a fan favorite. But man, I was wrong. He got so much better.
No, he knew he had to improve last season.
Yeah.
If they want to stay competitive, and that's exactly what he did. Your guy's going to be one of those dudes who's going to be on that kind of incline for a while, I think.
Yeah.
And I love to see it.
All right. I do have another question about a free agent for you guys. So Brandon Ingram, it looks like he's about to get the max, maybe in a couple days, maybe not. Who knows? At this point, it's 2020. But do you think he's actually a building block that they're going to keep around? Or do you think they're going to use him as trade bait eventually?
I think they trade him.
I don't like him as a centerpiece.
No.
I'll make that clear.
He did play well last year, though.
I mean, he dropped what, like 27 a game, something like that.
Yeah, he looked good, but
there's something about him. It's almost like he's almost robotic in a sense.
Part of me thinks that maybe so last year his numbers with Zion weren't as good as they were without Zion.
But once they got spotlight, like once Zion came, they got spotlight, and then that's when he disappeared. I feel like you saw that on the Lakers too. Like once everybody stopped paying attention to the Lakers, that's when he would play well.
Do you think he's just afraid of the spotlight?
I don't know.
That might be it.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think he's like a shy dude.
Is that like something to look into? Like,
but it's weird that you haven't heard anything about him.
Is he Kirk Cousins of the NBA?
Don't put that on that man. That's At least he can perform.
That is true.
Like he obviously has a huge ceiling. I mean, athletically, like he's comparable to KD. He already put up a 27-point season. But like there's something still up there. But there's still something missing, and I don't know what it is.
I think if New Orleans was smart, what they would do is they would move Zion to small forward because he's a mismatch for everybody, for except like Kawhi and LeBron. And then you move Brandon Ingram to power forward because then he's a mixed match with the slower power forwards that are in the league. I think that's the only way that you can bring him back and be successful. If you don't do that, then there's really no point.
The problem is, though, so many power forwards body him as soon as he gets to the paint.
He's so skinny.
The guy's only like 190 pounds.
But like that's not his game, though. Let him go mid range. Like you don't need him to go down there and cluster up near the basket. If you had just let Zion do that,
So you're basically still gonna have Zion playing a big position on offense because he's obviously bodying people.
Yeah.
So you want Ingram to shoot mid-range
to three-pointers.
Well, last year, 35% of his shots were from three.
There you go.
But
you'll get
25% of his shots were like within 3 feet of the basket.
And they have Adams now.
God, that was such a good acquisition right there.
Was it?
What
is Zion like? I feel like the paint's going to be very cloudy.
It is, but Adams is also a very cerebral player. It's funny because we're talking about IQ a lot, but again, these are examples of good IQ in the NBA, and Steven Adams is one of those guys.
Offensively, he's an underrated facilitator. He has like a mini jump hook, and then he can dunk. That's his game. He's
No, but-
also the best picker or second best pick and roll player in the league.
Exactly. On top of that, the guy knows his way around a rebounding scheme.
Yeah,
He's young.
I just don't because Zion is like positionless. You know,
Well, he can't play point guard. Come on.
yeah, I know he can pass,
Point
but he's not a
Zion
point
would
guard.
would be insane though.
He's a low key passer. I was
Point-
saying that ever since he was in Duke.
I would pay so much money to watch Point Zion. Like
I can't wait to see a full season from him.
Yeah, man.
My
he's
fear
gonna
is
be
that he's
nuts.
gonna be injury plagued. That's my only fear with him.
For some reason, I don't see that from him. Like I thought that was precautionary. I don't see it being a long-term issue for him. I could be way wrong because, like, honestly, like I feel like he dunks safely. Like he doesn't land awkwardly or anything.
Yeah, not like Ja.
Yeah, that's scary.
That
to me.
man's one dunk away from ending his career.
If we're talking about a ticking time bomb, fucking Ja, he is one bad dunk landing away from fucking up his ankle.
That said, though, anytime I see a Ja Morant dunk, I just get so hyped.
See,
Like that one over Kevin Love last year.
Dude, honestly, I think it's awesome. But like when we grew up watching Russell Westbrook and LeBron James do this type of shit. I mean, like it's nothing new to me. And honestly, like I feel like it's just really blown out of proportion when every time he tries to dunk, even if he doesn't even actually dunk it, Bleacher Report post it like 8 times. And they're like, look what Ja almost did.
Cause his dunk attempts are insane, man.
Yeah, but it's like Wiseman in college.
Well, he played 2
3 games in college. I mean,
but like whenever any of those guys go up for a dunk, it looks like they're like literally trying to collect a soul.
there was one highlight. It was from high school. I want to say it was either Wiseman or it was some center prospect, and he had this insane Euro step into a dunk and just looked like. I feel bad for the kid defending him because the kid looked like he died. So RIP to whoever James Wiseman dunked on after a Euro in high school. That was pretty freaking awesome.
It's gonna be Bol Bol next year.
It's what Bol should be this year. Or like
Is he gonna play?
No, he signed a two-way contract.
Wait, no. I'm thinking of I'm talking about the guy on Denver.
Yeah, that's Bol.
Wait, did Bol sign the 2-way contract or was that Taco?
No, that was Taco. That was Taco.
Was it Taco? Okay.
Yeah, no, Bol is just he has one of the greatest ceilings I've ever seen.
Am I missing something? Like, why is he not playing more?
Why was he a second-round pick?
Yeah, I'm confused.
I think he was injured when he got picked.
That's so dumb. I don't get
Although
that.
MPJ did fall too because he was injured.
Yeah.
But he had like a bag problem and he only fell to like what?
Yeah.
Can we talk about how they got MPJ and then they got Bol? 2 players with ridiculously high ceilings and ridiculous injury problems.
Are we missing something though? Like I feel like Bol is literally like a superstar in the making.
He should be, but yeah, Isis was actually right here. Bol just got converted into a 2-way contract. Which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Bol.
Give him the bag.
I would happily give Bol a max contract just based off potential.
I guess that's good though, because at least he can play every night.
Right.
And really hone his skills.
But like, you already know he's gonna dominate in the G League. So what's the point?
It's just a matter of time.
More Bol highlights. Why else?
I'm assuming he just started playing basketball recently.
How can you say that? His dad was a NBA player.
Yeah, that's true. I don't understand.
He just started last year, guys.
Yeah, no, he started playing basketball at like I think 4 years old.
So what is his deal? I mean, actually, I get it.
He was injury prone since high school, man.
I get it. Think about MPJ. Like it seemed like it was just a matter of time before they started to play him. But they're so good already. There's just so limited minutes to give. And like, are you gonna give him minutes over Jokic? Like I don't. Although Grant is out, so maybe he gets more minutes. Maybe they run the Twin Towers.
Well, Bull can play anything from the 3 to the 5, so I mean,
He can play anything from the 1 to the 5, bro.
But I mean, he is technically still a rookie. He didn't make his NBA debut until after the season was suspended. So I think you use him limitedly or in a limited manner up until like
the playoffs.
You know he's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, because playoff Bull is going to be terrifying. If I'm Bull, I'm like in the gym working out every day with just thinking, I'm going to take down LeBron next season because I'm Bull.
It's like the Avengers, like fighting someone, and then like once someone actually tests them, they're like, oh, well, we have the Hulk. Like they just have this guy just chilling like in a cage.
Yeah.
Just ready to unlock it.
Now, boys, the NBA season is starting pretty late this year.
Yeah.
We are less than a month away from the start of the season. It starts December 22nd. That means we're getting Christmas games.
That's all we need.
NBA schedule not out. But I got to ask, since we're dropping this on Thanksgiving, what do you boys like better? Thanksgiving NFL games or Christmas Day NBA games?
That's a tough one. I think NBA gets the win here because, like, if you look at the games that are played, you always get a Dallas game, which, depending on the year, it could be a good game or not. But then you always have the Lions, and that's just, it's like, I understand it's tradition, but like, let's get good games. Like, they're always playing early, they're trash, nobody wants to watch it. Like, let's get good games. See,
last year was fun because the Bills just shit on the Cowboys. That was awesome. But
I
you're
lost
right.
money last year because of Young Hoku, because that motherfucker kicked like 3 onside kicks and they recovered all 3 of them.
Young Wei.
Is it Young Wei? Sorry, I don't know your name, buddy. He's probably not watching, but
you don't listen to K-pop, dude?
No, man, I'm good.
Yo, low-key,
I didn't even like
K-pop
listening to the Justin Bieber.
Low-key.
If I can't understand what they're saying, I'm not listening.
But you listen to Young Thug.
Well, Young Thug is the greatest artist of our generation. I will happily go on record and say that.
He does put out an album every month.
Is he the Gucci Mane of our generation?
Yeah, but better. Way better than Gucci.
Yeah,
that's coming from a Gucci fan.
And didn't Gucci put out only like 3 albums? Isn't he like retired?
He put out like a mixtape every day.
Yeah, like the guy's mixtape game is insane.
Like all of his music was trash, but like it was literally like every hour he had an album out. All right,
the blasphemy I'm hearing. Gucci. First of all,
you listen to a clone.
Lemonade was made by the OG Gucci, thank you very much, and not clone Gucci. But that is still a top 5 song of the 2000s.
All right, I'm out on that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a big Gucci fan.
I'm
not even that big of a Young Thug fan either. I don't know why you said that.
I like Young Thug personally. He's a revolutionary. If we're gonna be completely 100. He had that country album before Lil Nas X, the greatest country artist ever. He was the reason why that song came out. So
I was gonna say he paved the way. He paved the way.
He broke the barrier down. He broke the doors down.
And then he appeared on Manz's remix. That is a flex. Alongside one of the greatest up and coming stars, Mason Ramsey, aka Walmart Yodeling Kid.
What was that album he had that blew up that had white? It was every song was dedicated to one of his idols.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Did you know he had a song called Harambe?
Yup.
On it. He's a clown.
Young Thug?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
That Elton John song that he has on there, that slaps.
Which one is it?
Is
like it literally just called Elton John?
No, I think it was called High. The one featuring Elton John. Yeah, it was called High. It wasn't off of Jeffrey. It was off of.
It wasn't off Jeffrey. I thought it was.
No.
Was it Slime?
Slime
Slime
season.
season 3.
Slime, yeah.
His best song is Wyclef Jean. Did you see the music video for that song?
Yeah, where Thug just didn't even appear.
Yeah, he had like this really expensive video crew make this huge video. And like throughout the song, it's them narrating it, and it's literally just them saying how Young Thug didn't show up, so they still shot the scenes anyway.
But
Young Thug on a feature is undefeated though.
Yeah.
Oh, he really is. Like,
he gets no love.
No,
and it's kind of sad to see, because Thug is he's one of the modern day goats, you know.
But going back to the Christmas versus Thanksgiving, I do think that Thanksgiving games have really lost their charm. I'm not really interested in most of the games. I don't think they've changed anything over the years. They don't give us great matchups. Like the NBA, they'll give us the best of the best matchups. They gave us Golden State Cavs every year. And
they were always great.
When the Knicks were fun to watch, they gave us every Melo game. When the Nets came to Brooklyn and they were like all the new faces, they gave us those games. They gave us, yeah. I mean, they realize that stars are what make the league go round, and they want to promote them, and that's their day. And I love every single second of it.
Yeah, and it goes all day, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's literally like back to back to back to back. It's awesome.
Yeah, this year's NFL games are just horrible. They're not good at all.
No. By the way, boys.
What?
I like the shirt you're wearing. I see you both are wearing matching T-shirts.
Oh.
Yeah, we're twins today.
I didn't even. Oh, who would have thought? This wasn't planned.
No, it wasn't. As you can see, I'm sporting the Take the Challenge shirt from thechallenge-sports.com. Where did you boys get your shirts?
The Challenge Sports stat. Oh, fuck.
The challenge-sports.com.
You messed up our website. It is very, very much not rehearsed plug at all.
It's our first podcast. We got to get used to plugging. It's okay.
Yeah, but buy our merch, thechallenge-sports.com. We have a whole Black Friday sale. It's going to be awesome. So please check out our merch. We have a Anything is Possible t-shirt because anything is possible.
Do you guys like my protractor?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, why does it look like it's also a comb?
Because it is.
It's not a comb, dude. What? I mean, you need a fucking comb. Look at your hair, dude.
Bro, like you don't like the fro. It's styled after your people.
You're looking like your first name would be Krusty.
Dude, I was looking at a photo of Moses, and this is what I styled myself upon.
What was that, Krusty Coley?
I was looking at Moses. Thank you very much.
Did you part the Red Sea?
I did actually. I might get braids for my next cut.
What's the first crack commandment?
Thou
get high on your
shall
own
not
supply.
trust a hoe.
Is that it, Kunal? I think you might be right.
I thought it was don't get high on your own supply.
I think you're right. All right. It's 10 crack commandments. What? All right. So.
Did you see my O's?
Oh, never let no one know how much dough you hold. Never let them know your next move. Never trust nobody. Never get high on your own supply. Never sell no crack where you rest at. The goddamn credit, dead it. You think a crackhead paying you back? Shit, forget it. Keep your family and business completely separated. Never keep no weight on you. If you're getting banged, or if you're getting bagged, stay the fuck from police. And consignment strictly for live men, not for freshmen.
You know what would be crazy, guys?
What?
If Elias dressed up as Spider-Man on our next podcast.
All right. And since we're talking about Thanksgiving Day in the NFL, I figure we might as well talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, my favorite team. How bad is Carson Wentz, boys?
Yeah, he celebrates Thanksgiving every Sunday. He loves giving things away, bro.
Wouldn't that be Christmas?
Yeah, I was about to say like that. You don't really give things away on Thanksgiving other than your thanks.
You give thanks.
Oh, okay. Play on words.
Yeah.
The Eagles might be your favorite team, but this is my favorite topic because Carson Wentz is straight booty cheeks. He leads the NFL in interceptions. He can't move the ball down the field, and that performance last week was ugly. It was disgusting.
Who do they blame for this?
Doug Peterson. Carson
he
has
the-
zero blame.
Like, what does Wentz have to do to get benched? I thought he was going to get benched after that last interception in the end zone.
But no, I mean, Hurts has a ton of problems from what we've seen from him this season.
Okay, but once the it's like something has to change, and they have to do something. And like I know that Hurts isn't ready, but wouldn't you want to see what he has?
But you can't see what he has because you're tied to Carson for the next couple of years before you can cut away that contract.
You could trade him. I mean, he still has value.
I think he has very
Does
little
he?
value.
Does he have value?
No one's taking on that contract unless you put a first round pick with it. He's that bad.
I don't know, because like the Colts, like they gave Phillip Rivers a $22 million contract after the year he had. I mean, like it's especially a guy with potential like that. And when you think about how he played with Frank Reich, I could totally see my Colts making a move for that. I'm not sure what the Eagles would get from it. I mean, maybe like a second round pick at this point.
I'm fine with the second rounder. I'm fine with that.
I think that's good, like for the Eagles. I mean, I'm not sure if I was the Eagles, I don't know if I would do it. I mean, like, I'm not completely sure that Wentz is this bad, but you got to do something. You got to make some sort of change. Maybe change the way you're calling. Maybe make him call his own plays if he can read the defenses. I mean, I saw this stat where like he has like 14 touchdowns to 0 interceptions when he calls his own plays. But I don't know how they figured that out. It could just be like some BS stat I saw from Philly Eagle Twitter. But I don't
see his problem is that his decision making is just horrendous. That safety that he took in the end zone, you got to throw the ball away. Like you're not out of the pocket. You're still.
He's making rookie mistakes, and he wasn't even making these mistakes his rookie year.
It's either he doesn't trust himself or he's just scared of either like getting hurt for some reason. But like you would think you would want to get the ball out of your hands fast enough. It's just weird that nobody, first off, is anybody saying anything about it. Nobody's saying that they need to work on it. It's just he's a trash player, and I don't get it. A fall from grace. A true American story.
They need to run the ball more. They have to run the offense to a point where he has as little responsibility as possible. We should not be seeing him throw the ball like 30 times in the second half. Especially with the way he's playing.
Yeah, I think Hurts comes in last month of the season. As long as they're in playoff contention or going to win the division, I think he starts. He does give you the best chance to win.
How many interceptions does he have to throw to get benched, though? I'm confused.
I guess maybe 20.
I gotta say, it's just hard watching week in and week out. Just the disappointment in Carson in the play calling. I do
weapons
think
are back too. I mean,
I was about to say, like, there's really no excuses left on the table. I mean, at this point, it's just, do you make a coaching change? Do you make the quarterback change?
I think it's going to be Doug Peterson would be the first one to go. That's the easiest thing to get rid of. Because at that point, if you're trying to move on from him, and if you can't move on from him, then you're got a $30 million backup quarterback. You can't have that, especially because they're going to be in cap hell next year.
Now, if the Eagles do make the playoffs, because they are still leading the division, as bad as that division is, do you still let Doug Peterson go?
Yeah,
Or keep Peterson?
I would let him go. It's not like any coach can bring that team to the playoffs. It seems like with how bad that division is.
So we think he's like a Mike Tomlin level coach now, or not? Sorry. Who's the Giants coach? Mike or Tom Coughlin? We think he's like that. Wins the Super Bowl, makes some unreal run, sucks pretty much every single year, and then gets lucky again. Like, is that what we're putting him on the level as?
I mean, I think you can put a lot of coaches in like that.
I mean, not many coaches can win a Super Bowl and get fired 2 years later. Especially with the backup quarterback too. And it's not like the Eagles sucked the next year until Nick Foles played. Then they were good again.
So they weren't that good when he played earlier in the season. That year.
Wentz?
No, Foles.
Nick.
But I mean, they still made the playoffs, and I think they won a game in the playoffs.
They beat Chicago off of Cody Parkey's double doink. Thank you, Cody Parkey.
They made a decent run. I mean, like, they weren't great, but they still made a decent run. I'm not quite sure it's Peterson. I don't think he's gonna take the blame. I mean, like, the fans can blame him all they want, but in reality of things, when you think about those factors, it's hard to blame Peterson for everything.
No, it's true. I mean, I don't blame him for everything, but if one of them had to go, the logical answer is Doug Peterson. They can't get rid of his contract.
I think they can. I think he's young.
I think it's going to be very hard. You know how many? No teams really need a quarterback except for the Colts. And if they make the playoffs, are they going to move on from Phillip Rivers? No. So that's one team that's already gone.
I mean, if Drew Brees retires.
If Drew Brees retires, then it's either going to be Taysom Hill or it's going to be Jameis.
I mean, the Patriots need a quarterback.
That is true. Cam's on a 1 year, man.
He's on a 1 year, but like you would have to think that they wouldn't move on to him.
The Redskins need a quarterback.
God, I mean, but would the Eagles trade him within the division though?
If there's no other options, I mean, like,
that's just
beggars can't be choosy.
That's just asking for Carson Wentz revenge games.
And if the Eagles are seeing what we're seeing right now, maybe that's not a bad thing.
I don't know. I don't ever like to tempt fate like that. Like,
because he could leave and he'll win like 3 Super Bowls.
God, if Carson Wentz took the Redskins, well, the football team, to like 3 Super Bowls, I think I would legitimately cry. Like, I would just be the most depressed Eagles fan.
Would he even play in the playoffs?
Carson? Who knows in Washington at that point? Yeah, like,
I don't know.
First of all, if you can't make it.
It's hard for me to blame Peterson for their struggles. Like, is it Peterson's fault that Wentz had no faith in Aguilar?
To be fair, though, Aguilar was so bad last year. Just off of, like, a few weeks, people are singing the praises of Nelson Aguilar. But remember, he was terrible tracking the ball last year.
I mean, maybe it was because Wentz has absolutely zero faith in any of his wide receivers. We see this every week.
To be fair, though, I mean, Alshon's not what he used to be. Deshaun's not what he used to be.
But Alshon was never that amazing with Wentz. And
year one, he was pretty awesome.
He was good, but I mean, like, he wasn't Jay Cutler Alshon good.
Then again,
year one or the year he was supposed to be MVP?
I think that's the year he's talking about.
Yeah, not year one, sorry. MVP year one.
I didn't know he had multiple MVP years.
It was the year he was supposed to be MVP, and then, you know, he probably has like one more lined up. Hopefully, please.
Jeez.
God, Carson, please turn things around, man.
What does he have to do?
Well, first,
throw the ball away, not fumble, not make dumb decisions. Throw to people that aren't tight ends
needs,
or running backs.
He needs to play a game. He needs to improve his decision making first and foremost. And then just play the most risk-averse game he possibly can. I don't know what that looks like because we haven't seen it yet. But
Could he just become a game manager?
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. But if there's one thing Carson Wentz knows, it's injuries. And boy, one of the most devastating injuries this week, Joe Burrow, I believe it was an MCL, ACL, and ligament tear in his leg. How devastating is this? First of all, to the Cincinnati Bengals, and secondly, to his career.
I think the Bengals should have seen it coming. I mean, first of all, their line sucks. And second of all, like their last 5 first-round draft picks have missed the entire year with an injury. I think they're cursed.
No, the problem with his injury is not the Cincinnati Bengals, it's the NFL. What do they incentivize? Hit low, right? You can't hit a quarterback up top. So they want to protect the quarterbacks, but they're hurting them, right? You're going to get ACL tears like this all the time because people are just going to be going for their legs. I would rather my quarterback have a concussion, miss 2 weeks, than be out for the rest of the season. You can't hit people low like that and you can't expect people to not tear their ACL.
It's true. That's why we see it so often now. You see all these lower body injuries. Look at the hamstring injuries. It's happening like 8 times every single week.
Yeah, you can't incentivize something and then it's hurt your quarterbacks because that's what you've been teaching for 3 years now.
So how would you say his season went, though, regardless of the injury?
I think he was going to break rookie records. I think he was going to break yardage and touchdowns. He was on pace. Was
he doing better than Herbert? Herbert has like 22 touchdowns.
Not passing touchdowns. That's like 22 total touchdowns.
Passing touchdowns. He's got like 22 and 6. 22 touchdowns, 6 picks, 2,700 yards. And he missed a game.
He missed more than a game.
No, Tyrod played the first game and then he played.
No, I think Tyrod played at least 2 games. When did Tyrod get his lung punctured?
Week 2 was when that's before week 2, the pregame. That's when he got the surgery.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Herbert's been unreal. I don't know if I don't know if he's put up.
He just got his first win, didn't he?
Second. I mean, Joe Burrow wasn't winning games either.
I mean,
no, he started. It was third week. He started against the Kansas City Chiefs. He missed 2 games. He didn't play in 2 games.
Who are you referring to?
Herbert.
No, he played week 2.
No, he did not.
He's 2-7.
Herbert won 22 for 33 in week 2 against Kansas City. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. No, it's not. It's week 2.
Yeah, he played in 9 games, including a bye. So
I must be a moron.
Yeah, week 3 they played Carolina, but do you think...
I mean he's got much better stats than Joe Burrow. Same record. I mean, Burrow has a tie, but he played in 1 less game.
So does Justin Herbert become the favorite for Rookie of the Year?
I think he was the favorite already.
I think after last week's performance, probably, yeah.
He's got the highest upside. I think Burrow has the highest floor. But I mean, like, just attributes when you just look at what they can do on the field.
Would it be Claypool, though?
I mean,
he has 10 touchdowns in 10 games.
It's crazy efficient. But it's weird because he only plays like
a third of the snaps.
Yeah. But like in the third, he dominates. Like, what's gonna happen once he gets a full workload?
True. But yeah, it most likely is a quarterback.
I was
Yeah,
about to say, when was the last time a wide receiver won offensive rookie of the year?
and Kyler's stats weren't even that great last year, and he won it.
But who was really good last year as a rookie?
Especially offensively, I feel like there was just
Had to
I guess
have
you
been
could
a
say Josh
couple.
Jacobs
He was
potentially
He was
at the
just
end
like
of the
a.
season.
He was a good running back.
Yeah.
Like even like Claypool, he's been a very good receiver. Even Justin Jefferson has been a very good receiver. James Robinson has been one of the best running backs. So I guess everyone's just been better this year.
Which is crazy because everyone was saying how like they're gonna struggle because they had no off season.
Literally.
yeah. You can read some takes about that at thechallenge-sports.com while you buy some merch.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Herbert, he's just been putting up gaudy numbers. It's reminiscent of Dak Prescott's season a couple when he was a rookie. Just crazy efficient, and he was just he had
Did he win rookie of the year?
he
Or was
had
that
to have.
or was it Zeke?
Did Zeke I don't think Zeke was a rookie.
No, they were a rookie together. They were rookies together.
All right.
Yep, Dak was named rookie of the year.
Really?
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
Guess who won it in the NBA that year?
in 2016. I should know this. I should know this off the bat, but it's not coming to
Ben
me.
Simmons?
No, he should have won it in the 4-year span every single year.
Who was it?
Cat.
Oh,
No.
Cat. Okay. I
But
was
yeah,
like struggling
Dak
to
was-
think. I was like, who was in the 2015 NBA draft? And I'm like, I know
Hard to think
Kristaps
that far
was.
back. I mean, I can't even remember what I had for dinner. You know, I can't think back to 2016.
I almost guessed Malcolm Brogdon, but I'm pretty sure he was 2017.
That was a weird rookie year.
Well, I mean, it was between him and Embiid.
Embiid and no, Dario Saric.
Uh,
Saric.
No offense to all my Dario Saric fans in Phoenix. Shout out Dario Saric, though. He's a solid piece. But no, I
Love
mean,
me some Dario.
I feel like Dario was the dark horse in that race. Like, I remember the conversation was just Embiid versus Brogdon. Do you go for the guy who put up gaudy numbers in 20 to 30 games? Or the guy who's been consistently a double-digit scorer for at least, like, I think Brogdon played like 60 games that year. So, like,
because Dario ate like the second half of the year, Embiid ate the first half of the year.
exactly. And again, it just comes down to how much you've played, at least
Yep.
for me in the rookie conversation. And I mean, that's why the Joe Burrow injury sucks, because yeah, Justin Herbert does have the higher potential, but I mean, Burrow was doing phenomenal and could have given Herbert a chase for the money.
I think if he won more games, I think Burrow would have been the clear favorite. But I think just based on the fact that they had basically the same record, and then you look at the stat difference, and I think you just have to give it to Herbert.
Yeah, but
But
Herbert also has like good weapons. It's not like
Burrow has some decent weapons.
yeah, but not as he doesn't have Keenan Allen. Come on.
Yeah, but I agree. Like his weapons are much better, but it's not like he's playing with bums.
I mean, AJ Green for the first 4 weeks was a total bum.
Yeah.
Higgins and what's his face?
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd
Tyler-
is going off.
What? Tyler Boyd had one good game last week or this week.
He's been one of the best receivers in the league.
What are you talking about? Going into this game, he only had 3 touchdowns.
Tyler Boyd.
Go look up his stats. Trust me. I think
what would your guess be of his stats?
he had 3 touchdowns before last game. I know that for a fact. I wrote about it in my Freaks and Cheeks.
He's got 710 yards and 3 touchdowns in 10 games. That's not bad.
That's like a touchdown every 2 games.
Just because, I mean, touchdowns don't necessarily make or break a receiver.
Okay, look at how much does Keenan Allen have?
I mean, maybe it's because Burrow's not finding him in the end zone and he's too busy throwing to AJ Green too many times. I mean, I'm not saying Burrow's bad by any means. I'm just saying that
I mean, I didn't say anything.
Herbert has double the touchdowns. So, I mean, like, it's obviously going to inflate. Oh, yeah. I mean, Allen has 6 touchdowns, 81 catches, 835 yards. And I mean, they both haven't really had the running backs. The Bengals are obvious. I mean, honestly, both teams are not very good.
No, I mean, there's a lot of issues with both teams. But to Elias's point, I mean, Keenan Allen is much better. It's a much better wide receiver than Boyd. But
you still got
Hunter Henry. You have no tight end.
He's got Burrow. Burrow has the GOAT, Drew Sample.
All right, we got to hear this. Why is Drew Sample the GOAT, Alan? Please explain. You have 5 minutes.
Because Drew Sample is a gadget player, not a gadget, but he's a utility knife. You know, he does everything well. He's like Jack Doyle if he could stay healthy and had a quarter of the talent.
Can I please get Drew Sample stats, please?
Over under 180 receiving yards.
Under
180. Drew Sample, as of this year, according to Pro Football Reference,
212.
Yep, 212.
Oh wow, that puts him at what, like the 30th ranked tight end.
Honestly, knowing this year, it's probably like top 2 because tight ends are all horrible this year.
Well, I mean, Travis Kelce had 100 yards just last game.
I mean, Kittle's,
Darren Waller probably.
Kittle's not looking good right now.
No, that injury. Oh, week 16 comeback, man. He just ruined my fantasy season.
And he had what's his face? Didn't he have the guy who was the starter? He wasn't bad for 3 games. Oh, CJ Uzama. But yeah, I mean, like, personally,
he was like they were the worst team last year.
I do think he could have walked into much worse situations, but I agree. Like, the team is just not good. I mean, and his line is horrible. What is a rookie quarterback supposed to do when you have guys in your face, and you have to play the Pittsburgh Steelers twice a year, and the Ravens and the Browns, who have a great line. I mean, like, he's had a pretty tough schedule defensive line wise.
So he probably would have been the rookie of the year, but Herbert definitely would have given like a run for his money.
Yeah. Fun fact: my favorite Joe Burrow fact is he doesn't know how to slide.
Yeah, I'm not a slider. Definitely not a slider.
So like he'll try it and it just looks awful. But like the kid's learning. You know, hats off to you, Joe Burrow, for learning.
Like, it's harder than it looks.
It really is.
Like, I've tried to slide before. It's like I feel like I'm fearing my I fear I'm gonna mess up my knee or something when I do it.
How often are you sliding?
I mean, like
on a daily basis?
Sliding into those DMs on a daily basis.
Flag football, bro.
No, he has a girlfriend, ladies.
Yeah,
he's not single.
Yeah, if she listens to this, she's gonna be upset.
Easy, however, ladies.
I slid into her Tinder DMs.
When do you how
that was the last time
football?
Alan slid.
You know, when I get into like a close close contact with a killer or something, and I wanna slide around them.
You're just in a casual game of two-hand touch. You see some,
Yeah.
you see
That
some
guy's got a knife.
12-year-old who's just jacked and is just like, this kid's a killer. I'm just gonna
I
try
gotta
to
slide.
slide real quick.
I mean, like shit happens. Stuff you never know what's gonna go down. I mean, like what if you get into a fight and the
When are
ref
you sliding in a fight?
Yeah,
what if the person on World Star is like, you can't go up top or you're gonna get fined? Like you have to go low.
So you're sliding?
Yeah, you gotta slide. You ever play Tekken?
Like
Gotta do the Captain Falcon kick.
my
Gotta-
guy's throwing Tekken combos in real life.
Yeah, gotta down B that shit, dude.
I don't think I've ever seen you slide. For as much as you think that you slide, I've never seen you slide once.
I mean, honestly, like during the video we took in high school, I think I slid at least once or twice during that.
No, I
yeah.
was the one who was sliding.
So,
No, you were doing insane stunts, but you weren't sliding.
So
Okay,
I think
that's
the
true.
only way we can settle this, Alan, is if on the YouTube tomorrow we post a sliding highlight compilation, a sliding highlight reel of you sliding.
But as I said, I don't want to hurt myself because I don't know how to slide.
But you have so much practice.
You say you slide pretty often against those killers playing two-hand touch.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
I've never even seen you I've never even seen you play football.
Maybe I'll throw a quick combo at him.
Like, all I can imagine is just. So, fun fact: I've seen Alan fight once, and
Mhm.
it was in middle school. He got taken to the ground immediately. Him and the kid just went straight to the ground. It was like a Khabib fight, you know.
I down beat him.
He downbeat him, I guess.
Who was it? Can we drop a name?
No, I'm not gonna drop a name. The kid knows who he is. The kid knows who he is. I remember you fighting outside of Mrs. Bonner's classroom in 7th grade.
Why do you wait? It wasn't Miss Bonner. She was a 2nd grade teacher.
Mrs. Bonner, our 7th grade English teacher.
Wait, she was 7th grade?
Yeah, because she was.
Why do you wait? Honestly, how many? Elias, do you remember any of your high school professors' names? Like
high school professors?
Oh, they're teachers.
Yeah, they're teachers.
I feel like I have such a short-term memory. I can't remember anyone in that other than like the memorable teachers. I can't remember anyone.
Yeah, I know, like Mr. Brown.
Yeah, like the Stein, Mr.
No,
Steinberger.
If you name a teacher or name just a class and a grade, I can probably name my teacher.
All right, 7th grade global.
That was Mr. Rustin, and it wasn't global.
Jesus,
it was
dude.
US.
What the hell is? Do you have some crazy memory?
The only reason I remember that is because I was Jeopardy champion of 7th grade social studies, and Rachel Raycraft
Oh my
beat me
god!
once in Final Jeopardy, and I forget what the question was, but it had something to do with a city on a hill, which was Boston, which was settling Boston or like Massachusetts or something.
Fun fact about Rachel Raycraft. She was the type of girl that would always have a cast on her hand.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think she had like a problem though.
I think it's
Sorry
like a stretch
for,
fracture or something. Shout out Rachel
she must have
Raycraft one
been-
time though.
Must have been stressed quite a bit.
Shout out to her for beating me in Final Jeopardy that one time though. Congrats to you. I still hold a grudge. See me in Final Jeopardy again. I'm gonna whip your ass.
Yeah, Rachel, look at Kunal now.
Yeah, like
He's rocking exclusive gear from the Challenge Sports.
Dash Sports.
dashboard.
Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it right once?
Never.
Oh god, you're literally one of the co-owners of the website. Oh god, guys. But yeah, no, I for whatever reason I just remember all my teachers. But
Do we start slow clapping for you?
if you want, I'll take it.
Yeah, congrats, dude. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's like the most interesting factoid about Kunal over here.
I just remember random teachers.
This dude just knows irrelevant information. He can just pull it out of his brain. Can't slide, but he can pull information out of his brain.
Yeah, don't ask me to slide in the game of two-hand touch. I'm not hitting that down B anytime soon.
Falcon kick.
If you want to know who my first grade teacher was, I'll gladly tell you who.
Mrs. Ash?
No, it was Mrs. Mouts. Fun fact, when I was working at Macy's, she came up to me just to cash out, and she was with her daughter who's like our age. I did not recognize her for a second.
Was her daughter bad?
Oh my god, she was a baddie.
Did she put you on?
No. Well, I was kind of hurt. Like,
did you slide in?
Dude, I was like trying to finesse that. I was like, oh yeah, so what's your number? So like I could get her Macy's account, but like I was staring directly at the daughter. I'm like, oh,
dude, that is so different. You let the fear of rejection get to you.
I was trying to be a professional at my job at the same time balancing
at a retail store.
Hey man, I was a killer at Macy's.
Dude, I know your coworker. He was macking on girls in the maintenance closet. And you're gonna tell me about being professional?
Yeah, that is true. And they went to the maintenance closet all the time.
No, that is very true. Like they didn't let Mike work women's shoes for a reason.
They're like, oh, we got a young killer at Macy's.
They were like, oh yeah, this Kunal kid, yeah, he's good.
He ain't getting no puss.
I only got one phone number throughout my entire. Actually, I got two phone numbers. My entire Macy's career. One was a coworker, not gonna say who, but shout outs to her. Got nowhere with that one, but shout outs to her. And then there was this like mad hot 30-year-old shopping in like the children's clothing section, and yeah, she like, I did like the typical, yeah, what's your phone number for your Macy's account? She's like, oh, let me get a piece of receipt paper, wrote it down, and just slid it back to me. And I was like,
I don't know if that counts, dude.
Bro,
were you prepared to be a father?
I was ready in that moment. Like,
did you buy condoms?
You don't need them.
No, you don't need them. She was shopping in the children's section. I knew what I was getting into.
Dude, she was 30. They're very fertile at that age.
Are they? I feel like they're not.
Yeah, they're very. That's when they're ripe. That's when their cycle shortens.
I feel like when
Alan,
you're like 18, that's when you're ripe.
Confirm that, like.
Why would she know? She's not 30.
I don't know. I just feel like she has the expertise.
Just because she's Asian, do you think she's a nursing student or something, dude? Come
no.
on.
First of all, I didn't.
Elias, you're getting that vibe too, right?
I didn't even know your girlfriend was Asian, bro.
Come on, man.
Like, first of all, I've never even met your girlfriend. I've never.
Just because she's Korean, you think she listens to K-pop? Is that what
she
says?
Korean. I didn't even know she was Korean.
She doesn't. But my
she
big
doesn't
brother,
listen to K-pop?
My big brother hit me up the other day though, and he was like, "Yo, you ever hear ABC?" I was like, "What the hell are you? What are you talking about?" He's like, "K-pop. You listen to it, right?" None of us have ever listened to K-pop in our lives.
Weren't you listening? We were on a meeting and we were like, "What is that sound?" And you were like, "K-pop."
No, I was being sarcastic. Probably. I don't listen to K-pop.
No, Alan's definitely. He's mentioned this like 5 times now. Like.
Yeah, I think he's very obsessed with the K-pop.
Before the podcast, now during the podcast, I think you actually listen to K-pop, Alan.
You ever look at a Kanye tweet and see the replies, and there's always like K-pop in the replies?
Yo, low key though, some of the K-pop like in his replies kind of hard.
Oh, so the truth comes out.
I don't know what they're saying, but it's musically, sonically, it's kind of hard.
Like, it goes hard, man. It's like Gucci Mane.
Again, why the Gucci Mane slander?
I'm just saying they can just get out a track in like a day, man. They're insane.
And it's beautiful.
They're workaholics, man.
And like they don't even have to like really say much because you don't know what they're saying.
I mean, The production's on point. Gucci's delivery is on point. His flow on point. Gucci Mane, top 5 Atlanta artist all time. But let's go back to the NFL because Elias, you're a degenerate gambler. I mean, we've gotten your NFL golden ticket picks week
I
in,
went
week
0-3
out.
last week too. Just an FYI.
Damn, you are an incel.
Oh God. Why did I give you a series, man?
I don't know. I thought it was gonna get canceled week 8.
Honestly, like at this point you're like Carson Wentz. We have too much invested in you.
Honestly, as long
It's
as
our
you're not
bread and butter
racist,
now.
Yeah,
as long
like,
as you're not racist or sexist, you're fine. You won't get canceled.
no. That's our brand. Don't be racist, don't be sexist, but you know what?
Honestly, though, no one's safe. Like they're out there trying to cancel dead people and stuff now.
Are they?
Yeah, you heard that
Yeah.
Bill Burr monologue on Saturday Night Live?
No, I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore because I kind of work Saturday nights.
Oh, you think you're
It's
better
also-
than us now.
Yeah,
It's
no,
also
100%.
trash now.
Although I like Bill Burr. I mean, he's like one of the only comedians that like can talk about the sketchy topics and not get canceled.
I mean, there's a nuance to how he approaches
Yeah.
things.
It's like Dave Chappelle. Like they're both one and the same. I mean, obviously not as talented as Dave, but
I mean, Dave Chappelle can talk about whatever he wants.
he
That's
literally
not
can
white.
say whatever the hell he. I mean, that's
It's
what's
Dave
crazy
Chappelle.
about Bill.
Who's gonna stop him?
That's what's crazy about Burr, though. He's white, and you can't cancel him. It doesn't matter what he says.
And he's from Boston, so you know he might be racist.
Is he a Boston boy?
Yeah, you don't hear it in his voice.
I mean,
How can you be a big fan of Bill Burr and not know he's from Boston?
I listen to his podcast every Monday morning. Had no
Yeah, and
idea
he brings
was
it up
from
at
Boston.
He brings it up every podcast. What are you talking about?
He always talks about the city.
Yeah, because he's from there.
No, like New York City.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't like it.
I don't know how you can't not like New York City, greatest city on the planet.
James Dolan's there.
Yeah, James Dolan's there. Actually, no, I lied. I'm capping.
Maybe he doesn't like power forwards.
I say one thing, and I hope this gets me canceled. Fuck James Dolan, and he needs to sell the Knicks.
James, if you're listening to this, I like you.
I
Don't
know.
cancel us.
I can no longer go to MSG.
Yeah, you just
And
got
I'm not
Charles
mad at-
Oakley, man. You just got.
I'm not mad
we
about
both
it.
got Charles Oakley.
It's cool. I wasn't gonna go anyways. I will never give James Dolan my money. That piece of shit. I hate him, motherfucker.
Fun
Sell the
fact:
team.
Isis wrote a piece earlier on this summer about potential buyers for the Knicks if James Dolan does choose to sell. Check that out at the challenge-sports.com. Hebrew Hammer, what's that website?
Challenge-sports.com. But keep in mind that Elias only hates James Dolan because they traded away his favorite player, Ed Davis, for 1 second-round draft pick.
He got 2.
He got 2 for taking him and then got 1 for getting rid of him.
Cool. I don't really necessarily care.
Behind the scenes, he's been bawling his eyes out.
But we do also have a James Dolan clown t-shirt that is for sale at the challenge-sports.com. Remember, we do have our Black Friday sale coming up, so don't forget to check that out.
And FYI, a lot of people have told me that I look like the younger James Dolan.
I am so sorry. Who
Yeah.
told you that?
My coworker. And honestly, I
Did
looked
you
at
fight
it.
them? Did you
I
hit him with
mean-
a down B?
Did not. I only didn't because I tried to slide earlier that day, trying to get to work on time, and I hurt my knee.
See, this is why Joe Burrow doesn't slide.
Yep.
It's not like he has a knee to hurt anyways.
No. Just getting us back, Isis is a degenerate gambler. He does run our golden ticket. So I have some questions. What are your NFL picks this week?
The Thanksgiving games.
The
Yeah, it's a
games in
Thanksgiving
particular.
special. So the first game we have, this is a good one, guys. A Houston Texans versus the Detroit Lions. And Houston is favored by 3. Houston's gonna win by probably a touchdown, I would assume. So I'm taking Houston -3 all day.
Hammer, your thoughts?
All right, I'm not completely convinced that I'm gonna watch this game. There's nothing about this game that's intriguing to me. But with that said, the Lions are just horrible. I mean, both teams are really bad, but I mean the Lions, even with Galladay, even if the Swift comes back, I don't think it really matters. I don't think it affects them. Stafford's been playing like cheeks all year. I'm gonna take the Texans on this. I'm not sure if they're gonna win by a touchdown. I think it's gonna be about 4 to 5. I think 6 would be too hefty for me, but 3 is more than good enough. The next game, the next slate is the football team versus Dallas. And honestly, Dallas is favored by 3, which is very surprising to me. I think Washington actually plays the hardest of any team in the East. So I'm probably going to take the football team.
Yeah, I'll take them +3.
Yeah,
That's easy.
that's an easy
And
dub.
they destroyed, or not destroyed them. They just couldn't move the ball on that defense last time they played.
And Gibson got like 16 carries for the first time all year. Maybe that trend continues. Maybe they unleash the beast.
For my fantasy team's sake, I hope so.
He's a stud. Makes you
Scary
wonder.
Terry
Though.
might have a big game.
I don't know. I mean, is Alex Smith gonna throw touchdowns to receivers?
Hopefully.
Remember that one year when he first got traded to the Chiefs?
49ers? Oh, Chiefs.
And Jeremy Maclin was his only. No, it was the year before Jeremy Maclin, and he literally threw 0 touchdowns all year to wide receivers.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it was true. That's why they like sent a first or it was a high draft pick for like the old Jeremy Maclin, because they were trying to get those numbers up.
I remember I was so mad at that Macklin
Yep.
trade because that was just right after Deshaun goes, right after LaShawn McCoy is gone. And at that point, I wanted to fight Chip Kelly and hit him with that down B.
At least you still have Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, he's back. He's not really doing much, but hey, he's back, so that's something.
Whose fault is that? Is it Doug Peterson's too?
It's
or is it-
somebody's fault, and Lord, I hope it's not Carson Wentz's.
I'll give him that though. That's definitely Deshaun's fault.
But lastly, the Thanksgiving night game, Baltimore versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh
This is a good
favored
one.
4.5.
I'm going Baltimore.
I'm going Pitt.
Balls to the walls. Baltimore Ravens. They're gonna hand the Steelers their first L of the year. Ravens are what 1-3 the last 4. They've been cheeks. They've been really bad. Lost that heartbreaker. King Henry. What was it? 33-yard touchdown to close out OT. Man, that was a heartbreaker. But I do think the Steelers are gonna. I think they're gonna come out struggling. Who's at home? Baltimore. Steelers. Are fans allowed in Pittsburgh?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so, but let me double check that.
And can you check the weather?
Yeah. Pittsburgh weather. On Thursday, it's going to be rainy, high of 56, low of 46.
Yeah, give me
lot.
Baltimore all day.
I'm taking
Baltimore.
I'm taking the Steelers. With their top 2 running backs are out due to COVID.
It doesn't matter. The running
Well,
back.
I guess their top 2-3 running backs are out. Still got Lamar, who's going to be a running back.
Lamar Jackson back against the wall against a team they should have lost against the Ravens the first time, if we're going to be completely 100 about it.
So Lamar Jackson with his back against the wall is good.
That's who I'm putting faith in. That's who I'm putting my money on.
Wow, that's like a
bold. That's
yeah,
bold
because he's
right
like
there.
1-6, one's trailing in going into the second half or something like that.
Well, I don't think the Steelers' offense
so when
is
his
that
when his
great.
back is against the wall, he doesn't seem to perform well. So
I think he's going to have some LeBron James mentality in this game. I think they're going to come out to an early lead. I don't think they're going to turn the ball over because they know the only way they're going to lose is if they turn the ball over. Lamar Jackson, as he did in against the Steelers, I mean, he didn't look bad until those 2 interceptions late in the game. As long as he limits his interceptions and his fumbling problem, I think he's fine. I don't think it matters who's at running back just because you have that run option. And you have Des Bryant, who they're going to force feed some looks to. But as long as they limit their turnovers, I mean, the Steelers are really only good at converting in the red zone. That's why they're 10-0. Their defense is great, but I mean, that's why their offense is dominating.
All right, boys. Well, I think this has been a pretty successful first podcast. You can check us out. You can check us out at thechallenge-sports.com. And for the casuals, I'm Kunal Coley alongside the Hebrew Hammer, Alan Ross, and Ezus, Elias Mackley.
FYI, my biggest goal in life is to interrupt Kunal Coley every single chance I can.
Just anytime I open my mouth.
Exactly. Down B that shit.